All right, what up, everybody? All right, what
How
up,
we
everybody? All
doing?
right, what
How
up,
we
everybody?
doing? How are we doing today?
Oh, good. It's a great day, I believe.
Oh yeah.
How's
Glad
life?
that we're finally able to get this boat off the dock, get this plane off the ground,
Yep.
get this show on the road, as it were. We've been planning this for a while, and this is our unofficial official first go at this since the last one we screwed up.
Second
So
attempt, but we didn't
an
save the
attempt was
god,
made.
so
It it yeah, it didn't work out so well. But anyway, so for those of you who are new to the channel, which is literally everybody, this is, if you look on the left of the screen, this is the format we're going to be following moving forward. Our daily topics labeled 1 through 6 there. I'll explain them, what they are, kind of as we get to them. Yeah.
yeah,
So what's new with you, Jones?
not much. Still in class. Almost done with this interrogation and interviewing techniques class, which has been pretty cool. Learned
There
some
you
cool
go.
stuff. I'm in it with a prior Navy SEAL, so he's talked about some crazy shit, which
So
is
question for you.
pretty
How
cool.
much of what Jack Bauer used to do in 24 is actually effective?
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't watch a whole lot of 24.
Oh man, that's the greatest. That was the greatest show in early 2000s TV.
But I will say the FBI series, um,
Yeah, I need to
what
get into that.
what they do in that is very, and like kind of like the NCIS stuff too. It seems like
Mhm.
um goes based off at least what the book said.
Right. Trying
Yeah,
to base off a police procedural type deal.
yeah. What about you? How's life?
Good stuff. Life's good.
You just
Funny enough,
turned
as
a certain
of
age, right?
God, I actually forgot about that. Yeah, I just turned 29 a couple days ago. Feels about the same as 28 did. Just when I roll over in bed in the morning, my sounds of stretching is accompanied by the sound of a cow giving birth. Uh, my neighbors are like, "What the hell is going on over there?" And as of about 20 minutes ago, I became an uncle again for the 23rd time.
23.
I think either 22 or 23. It's impossible to keep track, dude. I tell you, my younger brother just had his third, a daughter named Madeline with the traditional Irish spelling.
Okay,
Um,
going back
yeah,
to the
they are.
roots.
Yeah, well, so all three of their kids now have traditional Irish names. So their first one was a boy named Declan.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second one was their first daughter named Killian with a
Killian,
K, not a C. Kind of like Killian
nice,
Murphy, the actor, but they
and the
spelled it with a
beer,
K. Yeah, right. With a K instead of a C. And now their third is a daughter, Madeline.
nice.
So
I
that's
like
pretty cool.
the Irish style naming. That's actually
Oh yeah, considering both of us have Irish roots, me being O'Leary, you being Jones,
the actual Jones
it kind of
from
fits. Yeah,
from Ireland. The actual, yeah. And you obviously
we sh-
O'Leary.
yo, we should do a segment going forward eventually sometime on family history.
We should. I did my
I-
ancestry.
oh, you did?
Did I tell you about my? I don't
No.
just real quick go into. We're gonna go to the campfire.
Campfire.
We're gonna tell some stories. Which this is my favorite fucking slide of all time, by the way. I love this. I did so good.
It's
Um,
beautiful.
so I did my ancestry.com. I'm related to Christopher Jones and his son Christopher
We
Jones.
have, we have to Google that. Who that
Guess
is?
guess what ships they captained?
Oh, they were ship captains.
The Mayflower
Um, bullshit.
and the Santa Maria.
Bullshit.
Fucking right.
No way,
They were
dude.
captains and co-owners of the father was Santa Maria and then the Mayflower.
Wow.
And I was like, "Where's my money? What's going
Yeah, seriously.
What the
You should be
fuck?"
getting some sort of royalties for like the founding of the nation or
I
something like that.
know.
I don't know.
And I
Contact the Smithsonian. Start getting some checks,
the funny
man.
thing is, I definitely didn't join the Navy. I did
Yeah,
not
because you
make
don't
my
like it up to the. Never mind.
yeah. I'm not there for the
Okay.
barrel trick.
Oh God.
All right. That was my
There's
sorry. I'm
another
sorry.
there's another section we should add is a joke of the day.
We should add a joke of the day. I think that'd be
Well,
good.
we'll start that next week.
We could
All right. So before we
we could
not yet.
go into our wordplay though.
We could. Yeah. So this is something we're gonna do just to kind of get our wheels spinning because a couple of our um weekly topics are going to involve a fair amount of brain power, especially with Debate This and Don't Get Me Started, which I'll
Yes.
explain what that is as we get closer to it. But to kind of warm our brains up a little bit, we're going to play a little word game that I used to do. Basically, you set up a category. So in this case, we're going to do what, pro athletes, right? Is that what it
Yes.
was?
Pro
Yeah. All right. So
athletes.
pro athletes, you could do celebrities, you can do, actors, actresses, you can do whatever category you want, but one person is going to list off a person, a name, first name, last name.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, give me a starter.
Alex Rodriguez.
Alex Rodriguez. All right. So we're looking at the initials Alpha and Romeo,
Yep.
AR. So he said Alex Rodriguez. Now, my person that I name, his first name has to start with the second initial of the guy that he just said. So I got to do R.
So
So I'm going to
the
do
last name first initial.
correct.
Yeah.
So I need to do a guy whose first name starts with R. So I'm going to say Roger Clemens.
I'm gonna say a pitcher that's double point. Cody Clemens. he's
Ooh.
actually a batter on the Tigers right now.
Okay. Oh, you gave me with a CC. All right. let's do Craig Biggio. Bonus points
Craig
if you even know who that is.
Biggio. Fuck yeah, I do.
Center fielder for the outfield or the
Um,
Astros.
yeah, for a long time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Isn't he?
Bravo.
He's. Oh, never mind. That's somebody else. I was thinking, who's the general manager for the Tigers right now?
He just got fired, but it was Alavila. It
Oh, never
was.
mind. I think it was somebody else.
You said
Anyway.
B.
Mm-hmm.
B. Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper. There you go. H. Let's go old school. Let's go back to the founding of baseball with Honus Wagner,
Honus Wagner.
who, by the way, has the most expensive pristine trading card of any player.
Huh. Honus
Mm-hmm.
Wagner.
Look it up. It was also featured in Breaking Bad. You remember when Jesse was talking about why he went to prison? Because he broke into a house, stole a little safe, had some money in it, but because it had a Honus Wagner card in it, he got hit with a grand larceny charge.
Really?
Yep, because it's super valuable.
Hmm.
Anyway,
I'm gonna bring the H back to you with Will Harris, a safety turn corner on the Detroit Lions.
all right, I got to go H again.
The Lions and the Tigers are my.
H. I'm sure there's a Harry or a Harold or.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I'm stuck on Harry Styles.
Okay.
Let's see, H.
I just thought of one, but then I realized it's a Spanish
Hank
name.
Aaron.
Hank Aaron. Nice.
Wait, hold on. Were you about to say Jose with an H?
No, Javi.
That's also with a J.
I was like,
Okay,
oh,
yeah. Hank
Javier
Aaron.
Baez. Okay, no, okay.
Ye
Hank
Henry
Aaron.
Aaron.
Oh, I hate this one. Aaron Rodgers.
I thought you were going to say Aaron Judge, but.
Oh, that's another one though.
All right, so Rodgers. I'm back to the R.
He is a cool guy in a real life, but I fucking hate him as an athlete.
All right, how
He
about this?
destroys the Lions.
Reggie Bush.
Ooh, okay. I did Bryce Harper.
I'll give you another B, didn't I?
Yeah, I'm just like went back to the H's with you. I want to say Brian Callahan. I don't remember who he plays for. I know it's a person, so I'm trying to figure out another name.
That's fine. Hey, I trust you.
I know
if he was a player at one point. Okay, so I'm C
Bryce
again.
Young. How about that?
Bryce Young. There you go. Why? You kidding me? Whose name starts with Y? Oh wait, YLYL. Yeah.
Who the fuck is that?
He's a baseball player. I forget who he plays for.
Holy shit.
Yeah, YLYL.
Was that a G?
I gave you a G again. Yeah.
Gary Sheffield, the great,
Sheffield, the man with the backflip. And, oh man, every kid used to imitate that at one point or another.
Hell yeah. Played for the Tigers for a little bit. Played for the Yankees for a long time.
S. I got a couple of his trading cards still.
Oh, Gary Sheffield.
S. Ooh, here we go. Punter for the 49ers, Sean Landeta.
Sean Landell. Wow. Fucking wow.
I don't know. That's how my brain operates.
We're gonna go back in the day when the Lions were great, and that was under Lane Staley, the
Ooh, your
quarterback.
namesake. S. Oh, another S. Great. Sammy. Oh, okay, I'm gonna fuck you with this one. Sammy Sosa, the double
Sammy
S.
Sosa, the double S. Um,
I will never forget the first game after 9/11 when he took the field by sprinting into the outfield carrying a little American flag. You remember
did
that?
I don't think so actually.
Oh, it was awesome.
Sammy Sosa.
Or was that a different event? I can't remember. I thought it was 9/11.
Oh, what's it? Sebastian Kosa?
Janikowski.
No, Sebastian Kosa is a hockey player who just, I believe, got picked up by the Red Wings.
Okay. You thought you got me with the K, didn't you? All
Oh,
right. Well, I'm gonna
Kosa's a
flip it right
C.
back. Oh shit! Because I was gonna flip it right back on you and go Kyle Korver.
Oh,
Oh, but that's a C. Okay.
yeah.
I'm thinking Charlie something. I'm sure there's a Charlie
Oh,
out
I got a
there.
good Charlie.
No, don't give me it. Don't spoil it for me.
Now that, just give me another C. Let's do a double
C.
C.
And I'm thinking Carrie too. So I think of the first name first, and if
Mm-hmm.
I get a first name, then usually the last name just kind of comes to me. So I'm thinking of a C first name.
Oh, I still have another S, but it's gonna be a
Oh,
C again.
wait. No. Chase Utley.
Chase Utley. Damn.
So now you gotta go uniform.
Uriah Hall, UFC
Damn
fighter.
it. Yeah. I was gonna think Uriah Faber.
How many more do you want?
Let's just do one more piece.
One more piece? Okay.
H. I got H again. I would get stuck with an H again. Let's see.
I think I have one. Thinking, but he's a current Tiger.
It's not a Hispanic name, right?
No, it is. It
Is
is.
this-
It's a Hispanic individual with a name that is starts with an H, but he's on the Tigers. I don't. You probably wouldn't know him because Tigers are
Well,
shit.
I need a hint here. Help me out. Give me the first name at least. What's his
Well, I
first name?
can't because that's the whole answer.
Oh, but he only has one name.
Well, his last name's Castro.
Oh,
We call him Hitting something Castro, and his first name's obviously starts with an H.
I don't know who this is. I
Um,
think I'm going to concede defeat to you on this one. I
Damn.
can't think of another H person.
I was thinking Harold Castro. He's a Detroit Tiger.
Harold Castro.
Yeah.
I figured it would be Harold because there's only so many names that start with H.
Yeah, there's not.
And I used
Harrison?
Hank. Harrison Barnes?
Oh no, it's Forrest. No, Harrison.
Who is that?
Harrison. What's the kicker? Harrison. Not Harrison Buckner. Harrison Buckner.
I don't know.
I don't
Anyway,
know either.
congrats, Jones. You won. You won the name game. All right, moving on.
That's not going to happen very often.
Yeah, just wait till we do actors and actresses next week.
No, I'm gonna get shit up.
All right, moving on. Next topic. Hit it.
All right.
Boom. On this day in history, all right, October 6th, 1866, was the first train robbery by John and Simeon Reno, the founders of the Reno Gang. Now, what's to note about this wasn't the first train robbery per se. It was the first train robbery on a moving train. Let's see. They made off with $13,000 from an Ohio and Mississippi Railroad train in Jackson County, Indiana. As previously mentioned, there have been train robberies in the past, but those were burglaries of stationary trains. The Reno brothers' contribution to criminal history was stopping a moving train in a sparsely populated region where they could carry out their crimes without risk of interference from law or curious bystanders. Now, like I mentioned, they made out with $13,000. I plugged that into a inflation calculator, which puts it at just shy of $250,000 in today's money. So, not the biggest haul in the world, but back then, that was a lot of money. Yeah,
That's awesome.
that is on this day in history, October 6th, 1866.
That's pretty cool. It's crazy. It happened in Indiana. You would
Yeah,
think
of all
like,
places, I would have expected like Texas or Arizona or
yeah,
Wyoming or cowboy country, right?
mm-hmm.
No,
But
Indiana.
Indiana, who fucking
Of
knew?
all
Not me.
right?
And it seems like so late because the inception of train happened prior to that a few years.
Oh yeah.
So
Well,
you would,
but this was shortly after the newly constructed Transcontinental Railroad.
oh, that makes sense.
So that
That
was
was east to west,
so
right?
so regional trains and regional train routes had been a thing for quite a while up in that point. Um, but yeah, this was the first time they actually stopped a moving train and kicked off one of the most well-known old western tropes of hopping onto a commuter train and robbing everybody, right? How many spaghetti westerns have you seen where they did that?
Every single one of them. It seems like,
Shanghai Noon,
or
or is it Shanghai Night?
Shanghai. Well, there's
Great
Shanghai
movies,
Noon, and then the second one was Shanghai Nights.
right? But which one? It was the first one, yeah.
They jumped on the
When
yeah,
when they robbed the train,
yeah,
when they blew the whole safe out of the of
yes,
the train instead of blowing it open.
with Owen Wilson. Wow, and Jackie
Wow,
Chan. I love that movie growing up. That
Jackie
movie was
Cha Cha
so
Cha
great.
Cha. That was good.
Well, now I think we
Good
should
one.
get into a little bit of news for the day.
Yeah, what in the world? Wrong one.
Wrong one. There it is.
There he is.
Look at that. Look at that ticker down there. So we got a lot going on in the world, but we're gonna go over a couple things. So Hurricane Ian devastated Florida. Um, there's tons and tons of damage down there. Universal actually shut down what seems to be Jurassic World or the Jurassic Park down there due to damages that won't reopen. The Nord Stream pipeline, people are blaming everybody of who sabotaged it. The Can't remember the country off the top of my head right now, but a country did do a study in it and found that it was due to sabotage and explosion. Um, President Biden pardoned all simple marijuana possession charges for federal crimes, and then asked the states to do the same for their crimes. Um, and Iran deployed security forces at universities in their country to quell the uh, what they call more so insurrection, but the protest of that woman that died a few weeks ago. Now, we do have one more thing, and that is this dude with the biggest fucking balls of all time. His name is um, Johnny Lauder, and he was a ex police officer, Chicago police officer. His mom lives in Florida, in Naples, Florida. The hurricane came in. This dude drove down, got like a little makeshift boat, walked through the water, went and saved his mom after the hurricane. Um,
It should be noted that his mom is wheelchair bound.
yes. She's 86-year-old mother from home, wheelchair bound, and there's pictures of her and videos of him pushing her out. It says after 45 minutes of swimming, walking, wading, and pushing through water, Lauder made it to her house when he heard her screaming. When he got inside, he put his mom on the table and bundled her in dry sheets. Lauder spent 3 hours waiting for the water level to drop, then pushed his mom to higher ground in her wheelchair. His son then arrived to help her with the elderly woman on the way back home. This dude gets the gigantic cojones award of the
Oh
week.
yeah. Not to mention a badass name.
Not to mention a badass name.
Say it louder.
Yeah. What a fucking guy.
What a dude.
What a dude. What a great person.
Every parent's dream. Every parent wishes they had a kid that would do that for them.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky for my parents, they live in the center of the continental United States,
Yeah,
which is great.
Probably not gonna be a whole lot of flooding in Iowa.
Nope.
I
Well,
put
you'd be
I
surprised,
would assume. You know where it floods
but
a lot? It's in the middle of the country. I didn't know. Tennessee.
really,
Mm-hmm.
never would have guessed that one.
I think I'm moving out there, right? And we looked into it, and
Right. Oh, yeah, that's right.
yeah,
Yeah, but we need to worry more about tornadoes in my part of the country here in Kansas.
that is a good point.
Um, Pro tip: if you know a tornado's coming and you know, like, you're right in the path, if you suspect that your house is going to get flattened,
Mm-hmm.
put a couple frozen hot dogs in your pockets so rescue dogs find you quicker.
So the rescue dogs find you quicker, and you got a snack. If you're buried under something
Yeah,
for a couple of days, at least you
yeah.
got a
If you're
couple hot
buried,
dogs.
got a couple hot dogs warmed by your body heat.
Warmed by your body heat. In California, it's wildfires is number one.
Yep.
And earthquakes, apparently they happen all the time. I still haven't felt one. I don't know.
Mm.
I live like right off the San Andreas Fault, so I don't know. I don't feel that
Was
shit.
it San Andreas' fault?
Huh?
Sorry,
It
never mind.
was. Yeah.
Moving on.
All right. So that
All
goes
right.
into another topic of don't get me started.
All right. Don't get me started is another game I learned back doing high school theater. It was another one of our mental warm-ups, but we ended up just using it. It's actually a really fun road trip game because you can kill some time with this thing. I'm telling you, it's fun. The way it works is you give your opponent or your whoever you're with a topic. It could be something random like ice cream trucks, escalators, um, batteries, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something kind of innocuous. But then you tell them you either love it or you hate it, and they have to go on a minute and a half diatribe on all the reasons why they either love or hate the object or topic that you've given to them.
Mm-hmm.
So, with a little bit of foreplanning, you can um, kind of trick them into saying a bunch of negative things about a subject that you know they like, or it could be totally random. So, Jones, would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first?
Well, what you went? Did you go first last week, or did I go first last week or
I
last
don't
time?
remember. I think you went first.
Yeah.
No, I went first last time because you
Yes.
made me talk about Victoria's Secret.
Yes. Yes.
Man, I was really hoping we actually saved that one
Me too. That one
because
was
that was hilarious.
hilarious. Um,
That
how
was
about
fantastic.
you? How about I go first this time since you went first last time?
Okay, sounds good. Alrighty.
I was starting with like or dislike.
I'm going to start off with a dislike.
Okay.
And your topic is waking up before your alarm clock goes off.
I dislike it.
Hit it.
Oh,
Yes.
I dislike that in general. Let me hit this timer real quick. Um, I cannot stand waking up um before my alarm clock goes off, especially if you live in a cold state where you're snuggling under the covers and you just want that like 1 or 2 or maybe 30 seconds left of warmth before you get out of bed. Additionally, if you fucking hate your job, that's a whole nother story because you're trying to get away from as much work as you possibly can. And you know that's the bell of congratulations. You're going to work to hate yourself. So I cannot stand it. Also, I don't sleep very well. So if I wake up 5 minutes before my alarm, I'm automatically going to go back to sleep and I'm going to miss my alarm. So my dumb ass is going to do that 10 out of 10 times all the time. Also, um, in this hotter climate out here, um, when I wake up sweaty and fucking gross, even though I have a mini split, which is an air conditioner for my room specifically. I don't turn it on because I keep my door open for my dog. So if I wake up early, it's hot and sticky and gross, or it's way too fucking cold, and I have to sit here for 3 minutes, 4 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, and just dread the fact that my alarm's going off. I can't go back to sleep. Hate it.
All right, not bad. Not bad. I don't think I've ever heard you talk that slow before.
That was a lot of time. It's a lot of time for an alarm clock.
Funny enough, I'm just the opposite. I actually like waking up a few minutes before my alarm clock and just being able to lay there. Just, especially if you're in your comfy position, like your body's totally relaxed. You can actually enjoy that for a few minutes.
Really? Well, I usually wake up and give
I
myself
actually
about
don't
5 minutes or so before I roll out of bed too.
Mm,
Or I usually just snooze my alarm anyways and wake up 15 minutes
right,
later.
right.
All right. Do
All
you want to
right, let's do
start with
this.
your like or your dislike?
Let's do my like.
Your like.
Oh God.
You absolutely love women's basketball.
Okay. I absolutely love women's basketball. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna wait for the timer to come. There we go. I absolutely love women's basketball for the sole reason that it gives me confidence in my own basketball abilities.
Oh man.
I have not played good basketball since maybe seventh grade, back when, it really doesn't matter if you're good or not. If you can just run, if you
Mm-hmm.
can pass the ball, if you can shoot the ball, and you can be a good teammate, you can play basketball, right? I suck at basketball, but I watch women's basketball and I think maybe I don't suck that bad. Maybe I would make that pass. Maybe I would make that shot. Maybe I wouldn't fall over my own feet. Um, yeah. But I also like it because how do I phrase this without sounding like a douche?
I don't think it's probably possible.
Probably not, so we're just going to go with it. Um, it gives women something to do and it shuts them up.
Oh fuck.
I'm grasping at straws here.
I
All
don't know. I
right,
don't know about
I
that
don't
one.
actually think that, but yeah. Well, no, I take that back. It opens them up to why don't we get paid as much as the men do? But yeah, women's basketball. It's great. It's awesome. It brings money into the cities that. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop talking now.
You got four
That one
seconds.
sucked, man. Jones. Wow,
I
that's tough.
it is it's good in the sense that they like women have a sport that they can play, right? But it's it's not fair to them because the men that play basketball are all like 6'7", 200 pounds, freak athletes. Like, how are you not going to want to
True.
watch that? When maybe the average
Yeah,
height in the WNBA compared to the NBA is maybe 4 or 5 inches shorter. Maybe they're all
5'9".
6'2", six
Yeah,
three.
they're my height.
Instead
Not
of
to mention the best.
7 foot
Not to
tall.
mention the best women's basketball player is currently incarcerated in Russia. So
Well, that's why you don't. That's another debate. If you don't travel, you gotta know the laws before you travel
don't
places.
take weed with you.
You gotta know the laws.
Anyway, all
We
right,
both hate
Jones, you ready
Russia,
for your
but
next one?
fuck. All right. Yes.
All right, this is your like. You love feet.
Oh no. Oh.
No time to think.
Oh
Hit that timer. Let's go.
no. I fucking hate feet so much. Ugh. Um, I love feet. They're not disgusting, and it's definitely not the weirdest fetish to me by far. It's not because people need them to walk. I'll go from this perspective. I love the fact that I have feet, and you can run on them, you can walk on them. If you don't have feet, we're just another prey to the animals out there. That's what gets us around. As I like to say, and as one of my old troops say all the time, we use our Lamborghinis a lot. In the military,
Feeties.
the Lamborghinis are the greatest thing that the military has ever discovered in their life because they make you stand on them for 12 hours a day. If we didn't have those, our nubs or whatever we have, maybe we have like little planks, or maybe we're walking on our hands. I don't know. They'd all be sore. It'd be terrible. Um,
Speaking of terrible,
Speaking of terrible, feet are not that. They are they're glorious. They're so great. They're so great
but
that I
why?
can't even explain how phenomenal feet are. It's
Hold
not.
on, where's
There's
my
no.
flag on the
There's no
play?
vocabulary. There's no vernacular that can properly
Man.
express my liking of. I fucking hate feet so much. They're so gross. Oh, ugh.
Oh, my
It's the
cheeks hurt.
grossest part of a.
Oh.
It's the grossest part of a person's body, by far. Those little gross toes. Some people have really long toes. Some people have really short toes. Some people like me have hairy feet.
You should have said you like variety, because variety's the spice of life,
Not with feet.
and feet smell like spices.
I would rather have them in socks and shoes. I'll never get the sucking on toes thing. I'll never get. I've done it. Never get it. It's gross. It's gross.
Uh, all right, what do I hate?
All right, we both gave each other a curveball
Mm,
and a soft pitch. All right, you dislike weddings.
weddings. All right, I hate weddings. First of all, because I'm not married. Um, I hate weddings. Now, am I related to the person getting married in this scenario?
Um, doesn't matter. You just hate weddings, just in general.
Okay, I hate weddings in general,
All of them.
especially if it's my sibling getting married, because I always get roped into doing setup, tear down. I got to go buy this and that. I got to plan a bachelor party, whatever, whatever. And not to mention, I'm not allowed, as a family member of the person getting married, I am not allowed to just leave the wedding whenever the hell I want. You know, like I show up, I want to get drunk, I want to eat some food, and I want to dance. Right? I'm not signing up for the setup. I'm not signing up for the tear down. I don't want to deal with the in-laws. God bless America, in-laws. Not to mention, if I'm going to a person's wedding and you can tell that they really cheaped out on everything, like they got a cheap DJ who spent 10 minutes putting together the music playlist, it's awkward, right? And then you feel bad because you're like, hey, I want to be here for you, but this is cringy, right? Like, your food sucks. I can tell you scraped the bottom of the barrel. Maybe you're poor. I don't know. It's just awkward, right? So, weddings, yeah. And then, halfway through the festivities, the bride and groom just up and leave, right? They don't even stick around. I can't even have a conversation, even if he's my friend, or she's my friend. I can't talk to them like, hey, what are you guys doing for the future? They just, nope, we're out of here. We got to go make a baby, right? So sure, it's good for them, but then we're all left here like, do we continue dancing? Like, I don't know you, you don't know me. The beer ran out half hour ago. Maybe I should just get on with my life.
That was a great end of a sentence. I too hate weddings for similar and different reasons. I am not big on being around people. I don't necessarily like a lot of people
There's a
that I
word
don't
for
know.
that.
Um,
You're not an agoraphile. That's somebody who's afraid of the outdoors.
I'm not afraid of people. I just don't
Agoraphoria.
generally like most people.
You're a misanthrope.
A misanthrope? The fuck is
Google it.
misanthrope? A person who dislikes humankind and avoids human society.
Did I call it or did I call it?
That's a great one. I'm gonna be honest. That's a phenomenal one. Holy shit!
You're gonna add that onto your Twitch tags for personal interests. I'm a misanthrope.
I should, and it's gonna make everyone Google what I am.
Hey, there you go.
I just think that
Misanthrope, is that a fungus?
so there's people in the world that enjoy being around people. They like.
You're extroverts.
Yes. Now there's the rest of us who are introverted.
Funny you should mention that. Flip us over to the campfire thingy. I read recently, and by recently I mean a couple years ago, something that was very interesting. A sociologist and a psychologist got together and they figured out that introvert and extrovert, when it comes to personality types, is a false dichotomy when it comes to how sociology and personal psychology works. There's actually 4 different topics that you can fall into. You can fall into your introvert, your extrovert, which we already know. But then there's 2 right in between. There is an introverted extrovert, and there is a extroverted introvert. All right. So, and I figured that's what I fall under. I am an extroverted introvert. Now, that would be somebody who is really good at acting extroverted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I can go out to a party and I can party hardy with the best of them. You know, I'll drink, I'll tell jokes, I'll socialize, I'll hit the dance floor, you know, I'll play games or whatever the case is, and I will be extroverted in doing that. You wouldn't peg me as an introvert. But an extroverted introvert is a person who has what they call a social meter, right? Think
Mm,
of it like a health bar. And
that's me.
that once that social meter runs out, you could be having the time of your life, and just for some reason, a switch flips in your brain, and you're like, I would rather be home by myself right now.
Yes.
You
It
know what I
doesn't matter
mean?
who you're with either. It's like I
Exactly.
can be around my
Yeah.
family, and I love my
It's
family.
the weirdest thing. Yeah, same. So, and I noticed that as I get a little bit older, my social meter seems to be ticking down a little bit quicker than it usually
Yes.
does. You know, like I used to be able to go home, you know, on leave or something like that. I'd have all five of my siblings with all 20 some of my nieces and nephews that are all under the age of 16
Mm-hmm.
in the house, like in one house, and they'd be going crazy, you know, full on hullabaloo as far as the noise level is concerned. And I would be right at home. Like I could do that for days on end. Can't do that anymore,
Me
you know?
neither. I especially if I go to like if I go to parties or events or anything like that. Like let's take the military for example. Like the military ball and stuff. I just won't go. I don't want to go. I have no interest in going. 'Cause I'm gonna have to sit there and make awkward conversation with people that I don't know.
Yeah.
But my leadership wants me to go to this stuff because it's how you get your face and stuff out there. I cannot stand that stuff. I
Yeah,
just
nobody wants to see your face anyway.
exactly. I don't even want to see my face. Why would they want to see my
Right.
face? Although
Yeah, but then
I do.
there's
You know.
also the so that was the extroverted introvert, but there's also the introverted extrovert, which is a person who really enjoys and craves, you know, going out there and doing those things, but when they're doing that, they're the person who is, you know, kind of sort of quiet and not the life of the party, but they will be at every party. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I thought that was kind of interesting.
It it's good because it categorizes because introvert and extrovert. There's like you said basically with those two. There's different levels. Even with those two,
Oh
there's
yeah.
different levels. Like I can go out and talk to people and have fun and everything. But like you said, that meter, like if I'm doing that all week, I need a day or two to myself.
Right.
I need
Right.
I need
Right.
some time to myself that week to recharge,
See,
and then
that's
I can
why
go
I
back
think
and
I yeah, that's why I think I fall under the extroverted introvert rather than the introverted extrovert or even just straight up extroverted because, you know, I live by myself. You know, I am
mm-hmm,
perfectly okay with being by myself and I'm happy doing things by myself. You know, I'd have no problems going out to a restaurant by myself if I feel the need for if I want to have that particular food, for example. Let's say I'm craving Olive Garden. I
mm-hmm.
don't have any problems going to Olive Garden by myself, ordering a beer, watching the TV, chatting with the bartender or whatever. You know, I'm fine with that.
See,
So,
that's where I feel weird. Going out by myself feels
really
weird to me. Yeah, I've never been able to really go out and eat food or drink by myself,
interesting.
which sucks because it's probably the way to meet people. Maybe that's why I don't like it. 'Cause,
Yeah, maybe because you're a misanthrope.
yeah, I would rather, yeah, and I would rather probably be home or hang out with my family or something than going out having a beer
Yeah, yeah.
every once in a while,
Suppose that's
maybe. But
fair. Suppose that's fair. All right, moving on. Would you
uh,
rather?
would
This
you
is
rather?
this is something we decided kind of last minute to tack on to the end of Don't Get Me Started because this was a relatively short segment. So we decided to tack on a would you rather.
Yes.
So Jones, would you like to go first? Or would you like me to go first?
Well, um, let's have you go first because I just went first for the other one.
Sounds good. All right, Jones. Would you rather be the only person who speaks out of their butt or be the only person who does not speak out of their butt?
That's a very interesting one. So I'll be the only person that doesn't, or
Mm-hmm.
the only person that does.
Correct.
I feel like there's some hazing either way there, and I can deal with hazing. That's cool. Um, hmm.
But what would you
I
rather
would
be hazed
probably
for?
still want to speak out of my mouth, because then do I burp and shit out of my mouth and just speak out of my butt, or do I still
Normal bodily functions stay the same. It's just where you speak from.
do I have taste buds down there?
just where you speak from.
Well, I speak for my ass a lot.
The old anal audio.
Oh yeah. I speak out of my ass many, many a times. I still would probably rather speak my mouth. I think because
So you being the outlier there, where everyone else is literally talking out of their ass.
yeah, and I would be the only one not talking out of my ass, like usual.
Yeah.
Obviously, I never talk out of my ass.
No.
No, never. Maybe 95% of the time, but the other 5%, I'm telling the truth.
There you go.
All right.
All right, hit me. What you got for me?
Would you rather jump like a rabbit wherever you grow,
Wherever
or
I grow.
crawl wherever you go, or crawl like a baby? Jump like a rabbit or crawl like a baby wherever you go.
Jump like a rabbit.
Jump
Because at
like
least I'd be able to get there in a timely fashion. And can you imagine how big my calves and thighs would be after like a
your
week of doing that
calves,
shit? My calves,
the calves.
I'm not having a throat. Yeah, can you imagine how big my calves and thighs would be at the end of like a week of doing that? Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd rather bounce around like a bunny.
you would be. You'd be pretty fucking fit if you had to jump everywhere. You know how fit you'd be.
I'd probably lose this beer gut.
Maybe I should start doing that. Just start jumping.
There you go.
Not in the store and shit because that's weird. But all right.
I'd fit in on a college campus. If anybody asks me, "Hey, what are you doing?" Don't be such a bigot. You know, I'd have the greatest comeback ever.
You could every time. You can do that with actually anything nowadays. Why are you wearing that shirt? We're not gonna get too political. But what we can do is debate a little bit. Do you want to explain
nice segue.
our rules and ROEs here?
ROEs, wow. We're not military at all.
Echo, welcome, dude.
What's up, Echo? Good to see you. All right, yeah. So, what we're gonna do is, here's a debate topic. This is our debate topic for the evening: homeschooled versus public school. Which one's better? And so you'll get a minute or so to plead your case. And then after that, we just kind of have at each other.
Yep. We'll do. You want to do a minute and a half, or you want to do 2 minutes?
Well, let's just do a minute because it doesn't take very long to simply present your argument.
Yeah.
And then after that, we can kind of get into the weeds.
And a little backstory: one of us went through one of these, and the other one of us has went through the other one of these.
Technically, I went through both, but
so yes, one experienced and one did not experience. Do you wanna start us off?
I think it'll be pretty easy to guess which one we're arguing for. So yeah, I was homeschooled up until 7th grade. All of my siblings were homeschooled. The top 3 were homeschooled till their senior year. Went to high school for just 1 year, and then went off to college. My older brother was homeschooled till his sophomore year of high school. Did 3 years of high school, then went off to college. I started going to school in 7th grade because I made homeschooling absolutely hell for my mother. And yeah, there's that. But yeah, so my argument is that homeschool is better than public school. You gonna restart it or?
Yeah.
Oh,
because you went through the whole story.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. So my argument is that homeschooling is better than public schools for a couple reasons, namely, working at the pace that the child can work at. The one-on-one with your teacher, be it your mom or your dad, which is the small class size that public school always shoots for. You can't get any smaller classrooms than homeschool, especially if you have siblings. It's awesome. Yeah, so class size, work at your speed. Parents have control of the curriculum. Now, I don't mean that to say that there is no curriculum, but the government is out of the curriculum, and I will speak more on that as we go along. So,
all right. And then I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. Um, I personally think, and I'll explain some of this more, um, more so on the personality aspect and the intermingling of other people, right? So in public school, you get to meet all kinds of people from all walks of life. Um, you even if you have one bad teacher, that doesn't mean you have all the bad teachers, right? There might be situations where you're homeschooled, and I'm sure there's standards that your parent has to meet, but that doesn't necessarily mean that your parent is great at teaching, or that your parent can teach those things properly or understands all of the curriculum properly. Um, but I do think that it's good for the development of a person to go through and intermingle with all of different people, go through sports, bands, all of that in a public setting. Now we start.
Cool. All right, so I guess I'll take the floor first. Most of your arguments, if not all of your arguments, are easily countered within the homeschool sphere. So, namely the social aspect. I know that there is a stigma of the homeschoolers being just sheltered, nerdy, ignorant of the world, what have you. We've all met those people. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's the standard, and it shouldn't be. Socializing of your kid is a step that any parent can take, and there are steps that you can and should take. Your child will socialize to the level that you encourage them to socialize, right? So you mentioned, band, sports. I did all of that stuff growing up as a homeschooler. I've played piano since I was 6 years old, so I was constantly doing group lessons with other kids,
Mm-hmm.
um, traveling around to competitions, playing in festivals, meeting people, socialization within the church sphere. Um, so Sunday morning church, Sunday evening church, Wednesday evening church. There's a lot of socialization that goes on there within that sphere. Public groups, anything like that. It's up to the parent, I think, to get their kid out there. And if it's not happening, I don't necessarily think that that's the fault of homeschooling as a concept. I think that's the parent and the home structure that they come from. So that's my counter argument to that one point.
Mm-hmm.
The other point that I do want to make that you can do a counter to if you want. Um, it's really important in as far as the homeschooling, and the people that homeschool do this for a very specific reason. And it was for us, is that we didn't trust the curriculums of the public schools, and the fact that um, public schools really aren't technically public schools. I posted this on Facebook a while back, and I just kind of want to read it for you. We need to stop calling them public schools. They are not run by the public, they are not open to the public, and they are not accountable to the public. They are run by the government. They are regulated by the government, they are funded by the government, they are compelled by the government. Ergo, they are government schools. Um, so, with that, I've read horror story after horror story of parents finding horrible stuff being taught in their school, whether it be socially, whether it be politically, whether it be sexually. Sex education is a huge hot button topic in schools today,
Mm-hmm.
and parents have no say. I mean, they can go and they can voice opinions at school board hearings, and I've seen a whole bunch of videos. Matt Walsh has a really good one that I'd recommend where he goes to a school board and just roasts them over a spit. But the issues that come from a government mandated um, curriculum that parents have no control over, and parents who have issues who are taking issues with this are simply doing damage control rather than getting out in front of these issues by teaching the kids themselves, right? Not to mention that public schools used to be specifically designed for poor inner city kids. Like if you look back at the history of public school, back even in England, the rich people homeschooled their kids, or they paid a tutor to homeschool their kids. Public school was for the poor kids. This is a relatively new concept that public schools are the way to go.
So I have a couple counter arguments to both to that stuff. Then, the first one you brought up like the social ability. That was my main one of my main points of my argument. Social
Mm-hmm.
ability. So you said obviously with sports and stuff, and then you mentioned the church, going to the church and everything. Now, not everyone's parents believe in that kind of thing, and it brings you toward a certain type of people, right? So you're gonna take a certain sect of people, and that's all you're gonna know growing up is this type of person. In a public school, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take everybody from all walks of life. You're gonna sit in a cafeteria, and you're gonna have the opportunity as a child and as a teenager, which is what I think is right. You're gonna have the opportunity to intermingle with everybody. You're gonna have the opportunity to intermingle with the rich kid, the poor kid, someone different race, maybe a gay kid, maybe whatever they are, a band kid, a jock, or whatever, and you get to go through and see the personality types of all those people, good and bad, and then that's ingrained in your memory instead of only being around a certain group of people, right? I think that's paramount for society today. I also think that, and this is not a popular opinion, um, I don't think bowling's okay, right? In the long scheme, but I do think that friction is okay. So if you have an argument with someone at school or someone's a dickhead at school, getting that interaction is good for the development of someone because that helps them grow as a person and help them grow
Mm-hmm.
into someone with a little bit harder skin compared
Sure.
to not being in those situations.
Right.
Um, the parents have
Uh,
no
uh,
say in public school
an,
part.
an
I get
over an
that.
over an overprotective parent will want their kid to not have those issues, but a
Yes,
good parent will want their kid to learn how to deal with those issues.
exactly. And I think it might be now. This is a weird one too because there's public schools that are good. There's public schools that are bad. There's parents that are good at homeschooling. There's parents that are bad at homeschooling. It's a overall like if you're gonna get taught in Texas, it might align with some of your more conservative values. Same with Florida now. If you want to learn more liberal values, you put your kids in Seattle or you put your kids in California, or in New York, if that's what your parental thing is. But the thing about the public school system is too, you're gonna meet children and teachers and all of that have the whole political spectrum, the whole socioeconomic spectrum is gonna be in there. And I just personally think that's very important. And then the government mandated curriculum. That's a touchy one. Um, because it's
We can't deny that it's a thing though.
oh
That's
no,
the
it is
problem.
1,000,000% a thing, and depends on who's in office is um what people get taught. Now there's some state stuff too that they can interdict and add some stuff in there, but they can't really subtract what the federal government tells them,
Wait,
except
therein lies
for
the problem.
except for um, Governor DeSantis in Florida. He came out recently and said, "I'm not mandating that my kids learn about the sexual transitions and stuff like that until from kindergarten until third grade, because there's so much there where kids don't understand anything. Really, honest, I still
They
think
don't need to know about any of that kind of
they
stuff,
don't even know about any sexual education at all at that point. They need to know how
right?
to fucking add 1 plus 1, what colors they're supposed to have, and all that shit,
Reading,
right?
writing, and arithmetic, right?
Yeah, you don't need. So there's places in
Three
the United
R's.
States that have that. But the up to the parent part for the homeschooling too is great, but you can also go on spectrums. So is that parent overly one side or overly the other side? And that kid grows up in an environment that they don't get to um because you grew up in a good homeschool environment. I'm just saying spectrum of the homeschool environment.
Sure.
Does that kid only knows this one opinion and their parents never taught them critical thinking, as opposed to like in a public school, maybe I go to a public school like my brothers do, right? They learn more left leaning things sometimes, but then as a family, we have conversations about those things. I'll have conversations with them. My parents will have conversations and about the ideals and everything that's going on in the school and the information that's being taught. Um, and I think if you're a good parent, you go, I have to send my son or daughter to public school because maybe I don't make enough money for private school, or I don't have the time because it's so you have to work nowadays to homeschool my kids. Um, but when they do get home, I think it's imperative that a parent sits down with them and goes, okay, you're learning this. Here's the other side to it. No matter what they believe, if you're
Yeah.
conservative or liberal, if they're teaching a conservative policy and you're conservative, you should still give them the liberal policy of that, or vice versa, because that makes it so there's critical thinking in the minds of the child to where they can formulate their own opinion. And I just think that public school gives you more of a chance overall than a homeschool would of developing those critical thinking on those policies. That's where I'm at.
Point taken. I don't 100% agree with that, but that's, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
The other big concern of mine, and one of the big driving factors of why I don't want my kids going to a public school, in at least not initially. I so like I said, I was homeschooled up until basically right before high school. When I started going to school in 7th and 8th grade, I was only partially enrolled. We call it dual enrolled. So
Mm-hmm.
I would go to school in the morning. I'd take like 3 or 4 classes, and then I'd come home and I'd do the rest of my homeschool work in the afternoon. Um, and then when I started going to school in high school, I was high school full time. Right. So I think that set me up way better. For a couple of reasons. One, um, my homeschooling level of teaching leading up to when I went to high school. By the time I started going to school, I was going over things that I already learned.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that kind of goes back to my, pace of the child type deal. I had a cousin who was about 6 months younger than me, who was doing high school level like calculus and biology when he was a middle schooler. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was just super smart kid. Right. And homeschooling allowed him to do that. So by the time he went to college, you know, he already knew most of the stuff. It was
Mm-hmm.
kind of just an afterthought for him. But um, the other big concern I have is in the analogy of, as soon as my kid is old enough to go to school, he goes to school. So like preschool, right? Um, my issue is, who is raising my kid, right? So here's my thoughts on that. My kid goes to school at 7 in the morning, which means I, as a parent, maybe see my kid for an hour in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then let's assume I, as a parent, work a 9 to 5. My kid will get out of school at 2:30, 3 o'clock, and then they go to daycare till I get off at 5, where I come and pick up my kid, take my kid home, put him to bed at 8:30. That is roughly 4.5 hours out of the day where I, as the parent, the driving force in the correct rearing of my kid, 4.5 hours out of the day where I am actually with my kid,
Mm-hmm.
not including weekends. And now, single parent, that throws the whole other wrinkle into
And economic
that issue.
situation falls because a
Sure.
majority of the country, one, can't afford the homeschool because the both parents either have to work or whatever they're doing. Sometimes you can get a situation where you are fiscally well off enough to homeschool your kid, and you're educated enough. It's got to be both, right? You can't have I'm fiscally responsible but not educated enough, or I don't have the finances but I am educated enough. Like there's a real like bold line there saying you have to have time and you have to be fiscally good enough to go to where you can still support your family and do everything for this to even happen.
But here's my thought on that. Sure, I agree, I understand where you're coming from, but the fact still remains. I'm the second youngest of 6 kids. We all homeschooled. My mom did not work. My dad worked, and earned what I made as a senior airman
Mm-hmm. Well,
annually.
that is that is
My dad, my parents
before though.
raised a family of 6. This was just in the 90s, starting in the 80s with my oldest brother.
Yeah, but
This wasn't that too far removed
inflation has
from.
gone up a ridiculous since the 90s in pay
All
and
right, so
everything.
let's
Even
even if we
even
even
since
theoretically, if we take the inflation out, and let's just assume everyone was squaring up at the same place we did. Like I said, my parents homeschooled 6 kids on a single income that was about what a senior airman's income. What I'm saying is it's doable. Did it suck most of the time? Sure. Did I not have a brand new pair of shoes until I was 8 years old? Sure. But it's
doable to
doable.
doable to someone living in Iowa where your dad made good money but not great money, but
Not
maybe
not great.
like the cost of living there is going to be a little bit lower than, let's say, the cost of living out here, right? There is no fucking way, unless you're making 100 grand in California, minimum, that you and your spouse, one like you can raise a family with one income in
So the
California.
question
Same thing with New
is
York.
whether or not you can support a family on a single income.
Now, yes, I mean and there's a lot of places in the United States that's you can do that. There's a lot of places you can't do that, but I still think for the development of the child, getting socialization of all cultures is the big thing with me.
Right. So it's like I said, it is definitely up to the parent to get the kid out there and
Now,
into those things. But like I said, back to my original big concern, 4.5 hours where the parent is actually raising the kid,
mhm,
which leaves however many hours in the day where the state and the government is raising my kid.
yeah,
I'm not okay with that.
that's
I'm not okay with that because I've seen the caliber of human that is a product of the educational system. And we make jokes about it. Oh, our education's in shambles. Oh, our society sucks. Well, yeah. And you really think that me as a concerned parent want my kid to go through that mechanism in the least? So if you look at it through that lens, I suppose, if you kind of take yourself out of the situation that you're currently in and look at it purely from a theoretical exercise,
mhm,
I want to homeschool my kid because I want to be the one that raises my kid. I want to be the one that instills in him the uh you know what it means to be a family, what it means for a man to love his wife, what it means for a wife to love her husband, to build a home, the religious importances, all that kind of stuff that the school system does not teach. Discipline, even something as simple as being able to discipline my kid when he or she screws up. The
mhm.
public school system cannot do that. They're not allowed to. So if I just throw my kid willy-nilly into a school system that has no form of discipline, no correctional institutions because they can't, then my kid is growing up at the whims of one, their genetics, which God forbid my kid turns out anything like me, and doesn't have the correction
Same,
that I grew up in,
yeah,
right? You know it about as well as I do. I mean, like I said, I made schooling such hell for my mom that she couldn't wait till high school.
hmm.
She needed a break,
I'll,
right? So just imagine if I grew up in the school system, how much of a wreck I would be, considering how much I wouldn't have learned that I do know. And yeah, so that's my biggest concern. And as a parent who wants the best for their kids, there's a certain amount of prioritizing. Sure. If my concern as a parent is the socialization of my kid, because I don't want them to be awkward, then I, as a parent, will do what I need to get my kids socialized.
yeah, I think,
S-
well,
whether it's a church circle or whether it's a public circle or whatever the case, we're splitting hairs at that point.
it's not necessarily though, because like you would like, I would also like obviously time if I had a son or a daughter, but I do think that making them a well-rounded person who's exposed to all ideas is very important, especially in the world we live today. Um,
So expose your kid to ideas. You don't have to rely on the government to do that for you. You shouldn't rely on the government to do that for you.
I think it's good if you do um, put them through what the government does, so then you can explain to them why it is the way it is. Because if you don't experience something, you can't do it. You don't understand it, right?
Yeah.
Fully, you don't understand. Like I haven't been
Wait,
homeschooled, so I don't fully understand that. But
you don't understand all
um,
the benefits of it.
well, I
But
understand in a
it's the same.
theoretical sense. Yes, if I was gonna cool myself or future wife or whatever it is, um, I want one of us to stay home and teach our other child the things that
Absolutely.
we do, that we believe in, properly educate them, um, instill everything, blah blah. I think yes, theoretically that's good. That's also saying that I'm the greatest person in the world to be teaching my child that, and so is my theoretical wife. I'll be honest, I got all shit fucked up with me, as do most people, as do all people,
Sure.
and I think it would be good for people to be exposed to others, especially in positions of authority. I think it's very beneficial to a child to to be exposed to, let's say, um, a teacher
Coach.
and a coach, but a teacher in a class that maybe they enjoy. So maybe they're really into history or they're really into science. I've had teachers that have made such an impact on me as a person, um, that I looked up to, or coaches or whatever in that public school system, outside of whatever my parents are. Or hey, Echo, thanks, dude. I fucking love that. America, fuck yeah. Um, where was I going with that? Uh
Exposure to things.
oh,
Right.
yes. So that gives them more weight, like more role models and everything too, and maybe in a different light that I would give them, right? I would probably surround them with people and families that were veterans. I'll be honest with you, because I think veterans have a good sense of life and all of that. Um, I might push them more towards one way of looking at things politically or looking at things intellectually. And I think it's been just as a human being and how we are, we want what's best for our children, but we might not always know because of our own um downfalls what's 100% best for our children in the current state of the society. And then they won't maybe get exposed to um as much the bad parts of society sheltering them, to where they can be exposed to those things, and then they can have a conversation with you about those things that they're being exposed to, so they can learn how to formulate their own opinions. That's the whole part. I think
Yeah. They
there's
had the
there's
conversation with sometime within the 4 hours that they see their parent during the day.
well, that's gonna happen. I'll be honest, with careers and everything, that's probably gonna happen anyways. But it doesn't mean
Potentially.
if you spend those 4 hours of quality time, is better than 12 hours of mediocre time too. If I'm if I my son gets out of school and goes to a sport, and I go and watch him and he has those memories of him doing X, Y, and Z he's doing, um, and then we go, get some fucking ice cream or whatever, and we spend 4 hours of quality time together, more so than like, if like let's say during COVID, right? People fucking despise their spouses after COVID or during COVID. If I had my kid with me every single day, I couldn't give him. I don't believe, honestly, I would be able to give him for a longer stretch of time the same quality of attention that you can give. If your kid's there every day, it's kind of like all right, my kid's here. But if it's like
It
if
might
it's like
still be
I
the
have
same
four
quality
hours,
attention.
if I have 4 hours with him, I'm like, cool. I've got 4 hours with my kid. I'm gonna make this fucking worth it. I want to sit down and talk to him and play games with them or do whatever I want. If it's 12 hours, it's like cool. Let's go do something for this today, blah blah blah. But then maybe tomorrow we're gonna maybe not do all that. Go play with your toys or something. And I
Probably
think
still
that's
more
how
attention that they're getting at school though.
maybe not,
In a classroom of 40 people.
maybe not. That's the other thing is it's hard to tell. It depends on what school they
Yeah.
go to too. There's people out there that
I suppose the
really
core of
care.
all my yeah. I suppose the core of all my arguments boil down to um, having the option and having the choice as the parent.
That is a
You
big
brought
one.
up a good point. Maybe I don't know what's best for my kid in any given situation, but you better darn well hope that, or know and understand that I still have better hope for my kid than the government does. So,
Yes, but I
what?
do think
So,
that there are, even in government, there are people there that legitimately got into teaching us stuff that like legitimately care about the children and what they go through.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But if the core of what they are able to teach is out of their hands,
That's
then
also on
again,
the parent.
it goes back to what do you mean? How so?
So if, like I said, if I want to live, like let's say I'm more left leaning or more right leaning, if I want to go live somewhere that wants to teach things maybe a little different, I might go to Texas or Florida, where their curriculum's structured differently than California and New York. Um,
But a homeschool parent doesn't have to make that distinction. They don't have to uproot their family to go to or I don't have to move to the town over to get to a better school district if that's what my concern is.
mhm.
All of those concerns are moot if you homeschool.
Pending the competency of the parents.
Funny you should mention that. My mom taught all of us,
I'm not saying like
right?
we said earlier, you grew up in a good homeschool situation, right? There's millions of kids that grow up in bad households, just in general. So, and they might not even be bad household, like think they're bad households, but they grow up in super
Well,
abusive,
okay,
bad
so
households,
let's
and
say single parent households. You write out don't a single parent doesn't have the opportunity to live, subsist, and teach. Okay,
no.
cool. We've just made a fantastic argument for not having kids out of wedlock.
Well, they
Now
might
that
have
okay,
been out of
so that
wedlock and divorce and
now
stuff. That's a way
that's
different
a
debate.
different right, and that's a broader socio political issue at play.
Mm-hmm.
But from a statistics standpoint, if you want to,
Statistics so much.
I know you do,
They're
just because you can't
no, it's because
you
they
you can't trust the person to state accurate statistics.
no, it's because they played at every side. There's a statistic. I guarantee you, we could look up a bullshit topic like like elephants are gray because of what, and there's probably a statistic stating that they're gray because of one reason, and there's probably a statistic there's gray because of another reason, or why did Blockbuster go under, or did people actually how many people actually like Blockbuster before it went under, and there's statistics that support both sides. I fucking hate that.
Well, the statistics will simply say that streaming was more popular than going to a movie store and not being able to get the movie and getting a scratched movie,
And there's
right? It was simply a
probably
better product.
there
That's a simple.
I'm just saying there's I guarantee you we could probably look it up, and there's probably a statistic that says a different reason. I'm just saying
Well,
I that's why I'm not big on statistics. We need them in some cases, yes, but I think there should be investigation on both sides of statistics and what the sample sizes of and all of that before utilizing them. Because
sure.
the 100 people thing, I fucking hate that. If you get a group of 100 people, this is kind of going off topic. If you get a group of 100 people and you base the population of an area or a country off of what a randomization of 100 people think that are from the same state, and you're talking about the country or from the same fucking city, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. You're gonna tell me that someone, like let's say people in California, you're gonna give a, oh, is mass production farming good for the nation? They're all gonna say fucking hell no. But then you go to the middle states, they're all gonna say fucking hell yeah, or some shit like that, right? I just
So the issue isn't
I'm
statistics. Your issue is how the studies are formed.
no, it's the fact that there's a side they can create a statistical side for anybody or for any argument you can give. It's not there's not like one like there's never like a one factual thing. You have to um based on your opinion, you can go in and make statistics.
Well, statistics
work.
are not based on opinion.
We,
Statistics are based on empirical fact,
but
not
you can
opinion.
find empirical fact about both sides. I promise you. It's
No,
the most bullshit.
empirical data is data that is irrespective of opinion. It is what is.
Yeah,
It's a
but there's
record. It's a
humans.
record of what is.
There's humans going and doing those studies and those statistics towards sometimes what they believe more so than what's right. And if you want to make an argument about something, you can pull a statistic from out your fucking ass and make an argument. That's why I just don't like. I like human experience more so than I like statistic, because at least it's a solid human experience. It's not a fucking number that some bullshit whoever the fuck made up to say whatever they want.
So if you and 100 other people had the same human experience, you wouldn't want that qualified or
We
quantified in any
won't.
way.
We won't have the same human experience because we won't be raised by the same exact person. We won't be from the same exact part, go through the same exact life experiences, totally the same exact life experiences. You know, like there's so many different factors on all of this. That's just why I don't like statistics. I'm not a big fan. That's just me.
Because you're equating statistics with opinion rather than simply saying that what gender causes the most car accidents when that is empirical data to look at.
No, I'm saying that there's statistics out there supporting both sides. I'm saying I guarantee you could look up whatever statistic you want and look up the other side, and there's an argument to it.
Okay, so maybe that can be homework for
Yeah,
next week.
that's all I'm
Let's
saying.
say
It's a
in your individual
flawed
state,
science.
we'll say, all right, which gender causes the most car accidents? There's no room for opinion,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's no room for human experience. We can't validate whether or not the guy or the girl grew up in a perfect household. It's data as is.
As it should be. Yes. Yeah, but then there's going to be ones that are like, well, this is technically a this, and this person's technically this, so therefore they make this, even though this is maybe technically this and
You can
technically
try and
that.
misconstrue it. You can try
I'm,
and misconstrue it all you
I'm just
want.
saying that's what they do with statistics. They misconstrue all that shit, all of it, every single little bit of it is misconstrued. Here's an example.
So then your argument then is we shouldn't ever use statistics.
No, my argument is there should be a full analysis of something on both sides, statistically, before you make an opinion. Which
I'm
I
not
think
talking about opinion in the least.
or you
I'm
make
talking
an
about
argument for it. So there should be a look at both sides.
there's no argument. There's no arguing 2 + 2 = 4.
Well, 2 + 2 also equals 5 in calculus. So I'm just saying.
Anyway, we're getting a little off topic.
Yes, we are, and I think
that
we've.
That could be a good debate for another time.
I think we've debated a lot as well. I think we could probably rest of that.
We went on some rabbit trails.
End it. I think the hope would be that everyone would be able to homeschool their kids, but there's definitely pros and cons to both of them. There's definitely
absolutely.
It's one of those things that's based on the person. Now, private school,
yeah. And
what do you
want for your family? What do you want for your family structure? What do you want for your
what
kid?
situation are you
and how? Sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Good talk. That was fun.
That was good.
We haven't done that one in a while.
I know. We used to do some ones that we've been trying to pick ones that we've been trying to pick ones that we both disagree on, and that's hard.
That's hard. That is hard because we do actually agree on most things.
And we used to do I think a balance between the two is pretty good. There you go, Echo.
So Echo,
which is
that note,
exactly what O'Leary did.
This will be my closing thing. I liked what my parents did, whether or not that was intentional or not. And this is what I want to do with my kids. I want to give my kids a homeschooled biblical foundation for education. All right. Having that foundation sets them up for the rest of the real world. Because if you don't have a foundation of understanding on whatever it is you're talking about, a foundation that you can fall back on that you truly believe on, then you are susceptible to being blown in the wind,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what I want to do with my kids is I would like my wife to homeschool my kids up through middle school, and then go to high school as a full-time student so that they can get exposed to those, like you said, all the other cultures, societies, or not societies, but
Mm-hmm.
all the other socio um, societal things that come with being out in the world. But I want them to learn all those things already having a significant religious foundation, because I am a religious person. So I can't take that out of any theoretical exercise. That's to the core of who I am as a person. I want that to be for my family, and obviously my wife will be on board with that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, but
I
I also can't discount all the cool things I got to do in high school: marching
yes.
band, the choir, the theater, the sports,
Mm-hmm.
all that kind of stuff. All that kind of stuff that a homeschool kid will still be able to participate in, just not quite to the same
Yes, and you
level.
might not be able
And
to build the same
again,
relationships and stuff like that with those
sure, probably
people
not.
because you're not there. Now, like I said, there's good now. Perfect world. I might want to do the same up until like at least kindergarten, maybe first grade, because you're learning basic shit. These are colors. This is fucking basic math. This is X, Y, and Z. Here's a foundation of what we believe as a family, what we believe as people. Now go out, learn the other stuff too, and then come back and talk about that so that you can, like Echo said, it's a good balance between the two things, because now your child has a good foundation, like you said, and um, they still get that uh, socialization and some of the bad socialization that comes with high school and stuff. So I think we probably agree on
Yeah,
that portion. But
probably.
what's next?
I want to leave us with an analogy, because I love analogies.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Scientists tried to create um the perfect environment to grow a tree, and they wanted to see the peak capability of what this particular tree was capable of. So they planted a tree in a giant greenhouse and gave it optimal sunlight, optimal nutrients, optimal water intake, optimal everything. And the idea is that they were going to eventually plant the tree. They were going to move and plant the tree somewhere
Mm-hmm.
and just see how it goes. They tried this experiment like a dozen or so times, and they realized that as soon as they supplant the tree, they all fell over. Every single one of them toppled over. And they couldn't figure out why a tree that was given optimal everything still couldn't survive in the real world. Or as soon as it was taken out of this protected, little bubble that they grew it in.
Mm-hmm.
And they realized that the problem was root structure. And one of the biggest um, indicators that a tree is going to do well is how it survives against wind, which is arguably the greatest source of conflict for a tree,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that application is the same for a person. You can't expect a person to grow without
A good fun
conflict
and a good foundation,
and a good foundation.
which makes
So
sense. And you know who has a very good um, conflict resolution, but maybe doesn't have maybe a little fucked up tree? It's me, and I like to laugh a lot. So we're gonna head over
speaking
to
of laughing,
speaking of laughing,
excellent segue.
we're gonna go over to you laugh you lose. Now, do you want to
We
explain this one to him?
Yeah, when we tried this originally, basically we were going to just simply watch a YouTube video, like a you laugh you lose challenge. But what we discovered through trial and error is that most of the crap that people think is funny, we don't find funny at all.
It's true.
Like Gen Z humor and modern humor, we just think is stupid. So,
Most of it,
and
yes.
it was awkward because we were just sitting here watching a YouTube video together and not finding any of it funny. So
Yes.
what we did this time is we each scoured our respective sources of entertainment and found 10 videos specifically tailored to make the other person laugh. So do you want to alternate back and forth? Like your video,
Yes.
my video, your video, my video? Okay.
I would like to alternate. I think
Okay,
that's
so
probably the best way.
we're kind of just going to go through it. So you see the
What's the stakes
view
though?
or the laugh counters. That's right. We didn't talk about this.
If you so Echo, and anyone else who might be in the chat, we're gonna need a couple things from you for next week. But for this week, we need to know what stakes we need. Specifically, we thought about
do what?
Maybe ordering something funny to put up in the back. We can't put dildos and stuff. I already thought about it. It breaks terms of service, and we'll get to put down, even though that would be hilarious. But yeah, let us know in the comments, maybe here or once a YouTube video comes up tomorrow.
Yes, we will be posting this on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, which is also DoubleFeed Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Drop us a like, drop us a follow. We will be getting this content out to you.
Echo said hot ones.
Hot ones style? Like you got to eat a hot wing? Or, maybe... here we go. Okay, I like that idea, Echo. Jones, how about the loser has to take the Pocky One Chip Challenge?
What's the Pocky One Chip Challenge?
You've never... What? It's a single Doritos chip that's just coated in super hot shit?
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm not laughing this entire fucking time. Just I can't stand spicy stuff. All right, Pocky One Chip Challenge. We'll order that.
Loser has to do it.
All right. Let me I'm gonna get some water real quick.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Good deal. Someone didn't come prepared. And yes, chat, this is water. This is my hydro flask. Yeah, I think last week when we did this, I drank a couple beers, and that, you know what, that was probably a good idea. I probably should have get my my Google engine going a little bit. Cause
the beers?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't have any beers left.
Maybe we should maybe that's how we should start it. We should either shotgun a beer or take a shot or take 2 shots of something.
Oh my gosh. If we want to do you laugh, you lose.
Because
obviously,
because no. This is how we start it. Because maybe if our debate topic really gets us all, gets us worked up or whatever, we need to loosen up a little bit before we laugh. And
that's a very good
obviously, point. Alcohol is a very good.
It does loosen. It does loosen. Shot if you don't laugh. Wait, shot if you don't laugh.
Wait, hold on now.
Wait, shot if you laugh. No, shot
we just get progressively drunk as the night goes on.
We gotta do one of those challenges of the
try not to puke challenge. Jesus.
Oh god, it might turn into a try not to puke challenge. All right, let me pop this baby up real quick.
All right, pop him up.
So this is your first video.
All right, hold on. Change the video that you're sharing with me so I can hear these. Remember?
That's the truth.
Yeah.
Screen change. There you go. Got it?
All right. I am on YouTube. Send it. Now, laughing is us actually making a significant amount of noise. We can smile, but making noise.
Making audible laughs.
Honor system.
Yes.
My mic is very close to my mouth, so you will be able to hear if I'm...
As is mine. That's gotten pretty hard. I'm already smiling. This is bad.
Yeah, me too. Well, you know what they're up on right now.
Fuck. Ready?
You know what video's up. All right, let's go. Was this is this one where you got to skip to 3 minutes?
Oh, is it? 3?
Oh, never mind.
I put together a bunch of clips.
Here we go.
People farting in their sleep
from
this app that records your sleep talks. Nobody asked for this.
This one's great.
Oh!
She's mad. Ooh.
How the... Nope. How long is this?
Oh, the dog. You got the dog. That was me this morning.
Oh my god.
You just farted on me.
Don't fart on you.
My leg was within inches. You're disgusting.
Ooh. That's rough.
Is this 5 minutes?
Hey, can you pause this real quick?
Okay, we went through the first one.
No.
No, I'm not doing
no. These are
5
great.
fucking
This
minutes.
is the one. This is the one that I put up, right?
Oh, not
This is
5
the one that I
minutes of
suggested.
it.
Yeah. Oh, these are great. You
We'll
can't.
go, we'll go
can't
back
do
to it
that.
at the end.
All right. You were getting close there, weren't you?
I mean, all mine are like 10 seconds. I didn't
motorbike
put long
one was
ones.
Awesome.
Oh, it was hard.
That's what she said. I don't hear this.
Oh, one second.
I'm not hearing this. Sorry. We will eventually get our stuff figured out.
Can you tell me what you want?
There we go.
Treat, bitch.
Oh, excuse me? No. What do you say?
Bitch.
No. No.
Why is that even an option?
I'm not gonna give you a treat if you call me that. What do you say?
Please. 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 Bitch. Please.
Why is that even an option?
And we can laugh at our own videos, but not the other person's videos, right?
Oh, hey now. Come on.
Are we doing the 1-and-1?
Yeah. Yeah,
Alright.
no laughing at all. No laughing at all.
Damn it. I got a lot of ones that I
Please,
want to laugh
bitch. Otherwise, I would have been laughing my ass off at the farting ones earlier.
to. Treats, bitch. All right.
My buddy Matt's birthday, so I'm making him a cookie of the letter M.
The fuck is that?
Oh.
No. Oh.
My cheek hurt.
The dangers of anti.
That was close. That was really close. And that was my video, too.
It was a butthole. Oh no.
Did you notice the chocolate chip?
Yes, I did notice. Most laughs at the end. Yes, most laughs at the end lose.
Yes.
Scoreboard, top right of me and top right of him. Ready?
Hi, son of a bitch.
Get it, Grandpa.
Hi, son of a bitch.
Hell, he was probably there for real.
He probably was. This was 3:37, right?
Yeah, just start it right here. This is fantastic. Play it again. Play it again. World's worst voice crack, man.
I'm saving that one.
There is no hole deep enough to crawl into after that happens.
Macaroni with the
This kid?
chicken strips. Macaroni
Oh
with
my
the
gosh.
chicken strips.
That's a lot of.
Macaroni.
That's a lot of. Is that whipped cream? Is that what is that?
A
Shaving
shaving
cream?
cream,
That's a
whipped
lot
cream? I
of
don't know.
whatever it was. Man, if I did
Macaroni
that with my parents' stuff,
With
they
the
would kill
cheese
me.
Strips. Oh, that's
Classic.
hilarious. That's a classic. Give me one sec.
All right, Echo, how are you doing so far in the laugh challenge here?
Yeah, chat. What are you guys at? All right, ready?
All right, hit it.
Of the hardest things for people to say. I was wrong. I need help. And Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
Oh, I'm shaking over here. Every time that one gets me every time.
Did it get you?
No, but it usually does. I was able to contain it.
All right. I'm already thinking about laughing for this one.
Mm. Is it a Nico Ortiz?
No.
No! Oh no! Oh, you laugh too, though. That's. Oh, I'm crying now.
I said about
Okay.
this morning. I laughed so fucking hard.
I didn't start laughing until he started going. "Ah!" I thought, okay, if he's doing that, I can hold that in, but.
More time.
Oh, so we're both at 2. Face.
He goes cross-eyed. Oh god, I laughed so hard at that earlier.
Okay, that's the video of the day right now so far. I don't know if I can beat that.
I don't know if I can beat that either.
You're gonna like this one. Don't look at the title.
Did that one get you, Echo?
Wow.
If it didn't, you're a stone cold killer.
Stone cold killer.
Ready?
Yep. Have you seen this before?
Mom, what's wrong with Tucker?
I don't know, he's been really bloated today.
Oh, it's a hard one.
I thought for sure that was gonna get you.
Oh, that was hard.
Oh man.
Ronnie, no.
The cat.
I fucking love that video. Oops. Oh, I'm not watching that again. We have 4 already? Yep.
On today's episode of How Fucked Up
How
Is
fucked
Fucked
up
Up.
is fucked up.
That's fucked
That's
up.
fucked up.
On today's episode
I have seen
of
that
How
one
Fucked
before.
Up Is Fucked Up.
Yo, that'd be really cool if you put like 3 different color lights. You know, have like a white, a red, and a blue.
Like disco.
Have disco style. Yeah, all you gotta do is hang a disco ball right beneath that. That'd be really cool.
All right.
I think that poor kid lost the battle.
Damn it.
Yes!
I made myself laugh.
Woo!
Farts are funny, all right?
Oh, yeah. Woo!
You sure?
Yes.
You ready?
Oh, she's about to go flying across the
All right,
room.
here we go.
Ooh.
You sure?
She ain't gonna be feeling that leg for a while.
Ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Right in the thigh. Like, that's right in the meat of the thigh. I love how her hat went flying off, too. That was
nice.
That was classic. Do it, you wussy.
Oh, no.
Hold on, watch it again. Watch it again real quick. See if we can get it this time.
You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it.
I love hydraulic fluid.
Fuck, that was
I'm
so
proud
hard.
of you, Jones.
That was so
thought you were
hard.
gonna. I thought you were gonna.
Oh, fuck.
111, what a beautiful day to go outside.
Ooh.
111, what a beautiful day
Ow.
to go outside.
That sound, though.
Go!
I've heard that a few times. For sure.
What?
Who said you kids could the sloth? I'm a newt. This is my friend the badger. And my other friend the puss.
Why do I gotta be the puss? Make him the puss. If the speech is
Sid, I'm gonna you again, and this time I will kill you. Big happy family. I'll be the daddy, Ellie will be the mommy, and Diego will be the uncle who the kids who get on my nerves.
I'll make my own herd. That's what I'll do. Hey! Mis amigos! ¿Qué pasa? Manny, brink of extinction's a bad time to be picky. Hey, she's us.
Are you insane?
Feel tingly.
Don't say that when you're pressed up against me. Boys, are you ready for adventure?
Yes, sir!
For danger?
Yes, sir!
For danger?
Oh, it's a boy!
That's it.
It's a girl!
Hey, you didn't have any candy in you. Let's
Ah, I heard it. I heard it.
Yeah, someone gives me every time.
Whoa.
The danger, the dick.
The danger, the dick.
Oh no, but the one right at the end. It's a boy. That's it. No, it's a girl. That's his dick. That's a boy.
That's his dick. It's a boy. I did a lot of children getting hurt, apparently.
Oh man. Oh. Ooh. I've done that. Oof. She left a few teeth on that slide.
Damn it.
Oh. Oh, oh my gosh. I don't know about this. That just jerked my whole body.
That's what
That
she
foot
said.
on the pedal, or I would have crashed. Trey, quit!
What can I get for you?
Can I get I got it! Can I get a large sweet tea, please? And a McChicken! The camera's still. I can't.
And a McChicken.
All right, what else can I get for you?
That'll be it. That'll be it. I can't hold the camera still. I'm done. Gosh! Yeah, that was really shaky. I'm sorry, I'm crying. It hurts so daggone bad.
I wear the dog collar.
Ooh.
And a chicken. And a McChicken.
I'm done. Ah! Oh, we need to do that sometime.
If you get a divorce in Alabama, are you still brother and sister? If you get a divorce in Alabama, are you still brother and sister?
Good question. You know the #1 dating site in Alabama? Ancestry.com.
Yeah. So
Are we? All right, so we're tied. We're tied here.
And there's
again
2 more videos.
Okay. Start it over so you can hear it with sound.
Murder.
That's a shitty situation.
It is.
Is that a laugh?
Huh?
Was that a laugh?
No.
Hmm.
No laugh from me.
We'll have to roll the tape back.
I promise you that was not. There was a couple close calls earlier. That one. All right. Last one.
My face hurts, by the way. Oh. A stupid truck.
If you let it in, help! I can't take it no more, God. If you let
Wait,
it
was
in,
that it?
help!
Yeah, that would have hit close to home. It didn't.
Why, the military or the God thing?
Both. Mostly the military.
All right, so now we got to go back and finish watching the first one.
Oh, shit, I already closed out of it. Oh!
Well, my first one. It's still in Discord.
All right.
Hope y'all didn't hear that.
Your fart?
Damn it, you did hear it?
No.
Okay, good.
Is it the Humans Do Funny Things part 30 something?
No, the next one.
The Cookie of the Letter M?
Nope, sorry, next one.
Heart-throbbing sleep farts.
Yeah, that one. There's part 1, 2, and 3.
We're skipping over this.
Yeah.
We already watched it.
Skip to right about there. Yeah.
Here it is. More people
There's part 2.
farting in their sleep. The most in-demand content on TikTok. It's from an app that records people's sleep talks.
I'm really sorry. Oh, I'm really sorry.
Hey, at least you have the
That is fucking disgusting.
Is that Trump? Is that a baritone?
You dirty bitch.
You
That's a
dirty
laugh.
bitch.
That
No.
was definitely a laugh.
No.
That is fucking disgusting.
So this app that records your sleep talks and
That
people
was a
post them.
laugh.
No.
I went to all
It isn't.
countries, all time. Get ready.
Fucking hell. Go and open the window, Gary. Go and open the window.
He's not having it.
Are you sure you want this? Are you sure? You're sure? Okay. Oh, you want this? Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
Not long farts. Oh,
That was nasty.
That was so hard.
Okay, I've
Oh,
got
come
one
on.
more from the sleep talking app. The British ones are so funny.
Just laugh
This one
already.
is called the Frightened. Frightened by...
Stop laughing, dude.
Frightened by my own fart.
Oh yeah. Fuck you.
This was one of the top comments on my recent post about this app that records people's sleep talks. You asked for it. If you want people farting in their sleep, that's what you'll get, okay? Also, I'm genuinely concerned for the health of these people and their partners.
You did that all fucking night.
He's still going.
You are rotten.
We have liftoff.
Babe.
I thought that was the intro to Universal Studios.
Jesus.
Big fart. Big fart.
Sounds like Dustin Hoffman.
All you had to
Remember
do
that
was
scene in
ask.
Rain Man?
Actual
Here you go.
fucking torture for me.
Fuck was that? Make you shut yourself. It's gonna fucking stink. Check the fucking covers now, make sure there's no fucking splashes.
Oh, you're getting close.
That's gonna
I
stink.
know! It's my own video. The splashes part gets me every time.
Fucking turd.
No need to sniff it.
I almost did a spit take just then.
It smells sweet.
Ah! Ew. Ew. That's the end of the video. Oh no, we are stuck at. We are tiebreaker again. Okay.
We finally
this is
got
what we
Echo, though.
This is what we need to do. This is what we need to do. We need to watch the truck one again. but we cannot make any facial expression whatsoever.
We're about to be-
Echo will be the judge.
All right, Echo. Also, which one got you? Echo.
Yeah, I'm curious.
And then let me know when you're ready.
Hold on.
Are we gonna watch it on loop? Or just once?
Okay.
Let's do 3
we should-
loops.
Okay, we should keep doing it until one of us breaks. Because we have to have a
All right. Ready?
I can't do it.
Yes.
Oh my god. Can you send that to me?
Yes.
That's the funniest thing I have seen in a long time.
Oh my god, that's just
God.
hilarious.
All right, hold on. I need to hop on Google and
Here it is. That's 4-3, chat. And I think that earns good old Leary here. Is it Pocky?
Pocky PAQUI one chip challenge.
QUI 1 chip challenge.
Oh, they have products. So you can get these in 7-ounce bags. Wow.
I will have it at your address.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh. Great.
Oh, it's already placed in your shipping address. Cool. It'll
Yeah,
be
just
theirs.
like your paper
And my
that
markers.
you did twice. And your
Markers.
markers. Yeah, funny story, guys. Funny story. About 2-3 weeks ago, I had a package that I wasn't expecting show up on my front doorstep. You wanna flip us over to the fire?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So 2-3 weeks ago, I got a package show up on my doorstep, addressed to me, my address, my name. Right. I'm thinking, that's weird. I bring it in. It is a packet of printer paper. And my first thought was, oh no, did I accidentally drunk order this? So I went through my bank statements, my credit card statements, my Amazon recently purchased. I didn't buy it. So I thought, phew, well, I have it. Cool, funny, but cool. So I gave it to my parents. Today, I get another package on my doorstep, addressed to my name, my address. Same thing. A packet of printer paper, but this time I had a set of dry erase markers with it.
Yep.
I'm thinking, what the actual hell? So I did the whole thing again. I went through my bank statement, my credit card statement, both my credit cards, and my Amazon. I didn't buy it. So I'm thinking, what the hell? And we were gaming a little bit before we did this podcast. And I mentioned this to Jones, who, this was your shit.
Yeah, fucking pissed.
He bought me a controller.
Like months ago. And it saved in my Amazon.
He bought me this controller so we could play Baldur's Gate.
Yep, Dark Alliance 2.
Which is an old game. And
Yes.
we needed controllers to do it. He bought me that, sent it to me, and apparently he saved my address.
Yeah.
And just absentmindedly, not once, but twice.
It comes up as the default address for some reason. I don't want to delete it because what if I want to send you something in the future? I don't want to go through all that shit again.
Oh, that was funny. So yeah, thanks to Jones, my parents have a whole packet of printer paper, and I now have a whole packet of printer paper and dry erase markers.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like
not
20
sending back.
bucks. Fuck.
So thank you. Thank you for that.
You should read your Discord real quick.
I should read my Discord real quick.
Yeah.
Which one? General?
I think I sent you.
Yep.
I am.
I see that. Good call. Yeah, I got that notification like right when we started the when we started the podcast. Yeah, kind of funny.
You want to do it?
Yes. Well, I mean, it's about that time anyway, right?
For that.
Cue the outro. Thanks so much, guys, for joining us. Like we said, we will be uploading this to YouTube tomorrow, and then weekly from then on. If you have suggestions for Don't Get Me Started topics, or if you have suggestions for our debate topic, or if you want to recommend a news headline, or if you want to recommend a hero to shout out, just like the guy that we talked about earlier who literally saved his grandma, email us at doublefeedpodcast@gmail.com.
Yep.
We'll check these.
Or toss a message, direct messages in Twitch, either or.
Yep.
And if you have videos and stuff, you probably should email them though.
Yes.
But I will do a solid for you guys here real quick. I'm gonna drop the YouTube in the Twitch chat.
Yeah.
As soon as I find
check it out.
And then, I'd appreciate you
Eventually, we would like to get to the point where almost all of this stuff is viewer inputted. Inputted? That's not even a word. User input. User or viewer submitted. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want to get to. So, like the You Laugh, You Lose videos, I would love for those to legitimately be cold reacts moving forward as we eventually grow our fan base. So, but thanks, guys. Appreciate you. And we will see y'all next week.